Xiaomi devices found tracking and recording browsing data of millions.
Here's a summary of the article.
Xiaomi has been tracking and recording an insane amount of private data, from users' phone habits to queries in the Xiaomi's default browsers. Xiaomi, in response, confirmed that it collects browsing data. The company says the data sent is anonymized, and users have consented to the data tracking. The researcher was able to prove that Xiaomi is recording incognito mode data as well. When shown with proof, Xiaomi said, collection of anonymous browsing data is one of the most common solutions adopted by Internet companies. Upon much digging, the researcher was able to connect the app's data monitoring with Sensor Data API, which enables third-party access to app data. While Xiaomi validated the findings, it claimed that the data collected by Sensor's analytics remains anonymous and is stored on Xiaomi's personal servers.
This post received a score of 53,000, with an upvote ratio of 92%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Greater than records all the search queries and items viewed on its default browser, Mi Browser Pro, as well as on the Mint browser. There are people who use it.
Greater than records all the search queries and items viewed on its default browser. Doesn't Google do the same with Chrome?
Google admits to doing it.
Xiaomi admits it too.
1. After they got caught doing it too. They still deny they're tracking incognito mode.
I thought Google didn't admit to it until they got caught as well.
It's a "nobody asked so we didn't say" kind of thing. Lol, that's exactly the same as not saying so until they're caught. They obviously knew people would want to know that.
And our government does it too. Privacy is a myth.
There are ways to get privacy online, but you have to really know your way around the technical side of computers to really get true privacy. How else do you think child porn and dark web drug weapon sales happen?
Those bastards. I'm glad I bought a Huawei.
Well, this didn't age well.
The infuriating bit is that in developing countries, Xiaomi has cornered the market with their phones that undercut every other country's prices, while many governments aren't even looking into it. It was rather obvious that Xiaomi devices wouldn't be safe given how much lower their devices cost, and the governments need to step in and take control. China in a nutshell.
Chinese government in a nutshell. For what it's worth, I feel very strongly against the government in China too, but always feel weird boiling it down to China. There are plenty of normal everyday people there who are lovely, genuine folks who are just trying to live their lives.
It's helpful to remind people occasionally, but really we are all familiar with the shorthand of using a country name to refer specifically to the choices of its ruling government, especially when we're talking about privacy and other regulatory issues. No one reading this thread thought that individual Chinese citizens are stealing our browsing data. They just work at the companies and governments that do.
Agreed. I was admittedly being pedantic, and generally like to think the shorthand is understood by most as well. Smiley face. The impetus for this one in particular is, sadly, I've been seeing a worrisome amount casual racism towards Chinese people in recent months, and wanted to take a moment to humanize those affected by that racism, if possible. To be clear, that's not to say the op who was being replied to falls into the category, more just an attempt to be proactive. High fives.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.